Good morning, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and you're listening to Coffee with Kris, the time of the day where we share a cup of coffee and share a bit of the Word of God. All right, it's our third Sidra, our third aliyah of this Torah portion of Mattot, which means tribes, and it's taken from Numbers chapter 31, verses 13 through 24. But we're going to just be dealing with verses 13 through 15. Now, once in a while, I date myself on this little devotional by bringing up some kind of pop culture thing that only a certain generation of people would know. Now, let's travel in our minds back to old Mayberry, where, Andy Griffith is the law, and his deputy is Barney Fife. We remember old Barney Fife, who kept that one bullet in his pocket, and Andy always, regulated when he could use his gun. Now, we remember when Barney would get really upset about something, and he would say, "We gotta nip it! We've got to nip it! Nip it in the bud!" Remember that? That's what this devotional is about this morning, nipping it in the bud. So we see the children of Israel just got back from this war, and they have all these spoils of war and all these captives, and not a man is lost in this battle, but yet something is not quite right. So it says in verse 13 of chapter 31 of Numbers, Moses, Eleazar the Kohen, that is the priest, and all the princes of the community went up to meet them outside the camp, that is to meet the warriors. But Moses was angry with the officers of the army, the commanders of thousands, the commanders of hundreds, and those returning from the campaign of war. Moses said to them, "You let all the women live?" Wasn't that the whole point of going to battle? Was to take vengeance upon the Midianites? Because why were they taking vengeance upon the Midianites? Balaam could not curse the children of Israel, so he gave advice to King Balak to seduce the Israelite men with their women, not just regular run-of-the-mill women, but with the elite women. These Midianites were pimping out their own daughters to seduce the children of Israel into idolatry, into worshiping the god called Baal of Peor. And he's like, these very women who seduced you, you're letting them live? What are you thinking? They got rid of, killed, and slaughtered everything indirectly related to this incident. But the very ones who caused this incident, they spared. It doesn't make any sense. You're just setting yourself up for entrapment and failure. And I think that's why it says in Matthew chapter 5, verses 27 through 30, this is what Yeshua the Messiah says. "You have heard that it is said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I tell you that anyone who looks upon a woman to lust after her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. And if your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you that one part of your body should be destroyed than the whole of your body be thrown into Gehenna, that is hell. And if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you that one part of your body should be destroyed than that your whole body go into Gehenna, that is hell." Now, I mean, Yeshua is not literally saying gouge your eye out and chop off your hand. He's using, idiomatic language, strong idiomatic language, to bring a point across. And basically, whatever is causing you to sin, whatever is causing you to stumble, whatever is causing you to fall and break your relationship with God, get it out of your life. Rip it out of your life. Nip it in the bud. Don't keep it around. It's just like thinking you can tame a wild bear and keep it as a pet. You may have some success for a while, but eventually that bear is going to turn on you. And that's just like in your life. Okay, speaking from a guy's standpoint, let's say you have a problem with pornography, and you do not cancel your streaming services of Netflix, of all these others that has rated R and even rated X movies on them. Because the temptation is too great to just press the remote and all of a sudden start watching one of these movies that you have a problem with. It's just like having the internet, but not having those safety protocols, those programs that block those pornographic websites. You're just setting yourself up for failure. And this is exactly what the children of Israel did by saving the women, the very women that seduced them, meaning that they were eventually going to seduce them again into worshiping false gods if they let them live. And that's why Moses says, what are you doing? He's basically pulling a Barney Fife and saying, look, we've got to nip this in the bud. And it's the same in our life. We've got to nip these things in the bud, burn those bridges that we have in our life that lead to the sin that we have a problem with. Those bridges of temptation, burn them so we can't even cross them to commit the sin that we're tempted by. And this is the lesson that we find today in this devotional, in this Torah portion. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom and God bless.